G'day, I'm Evan and welcome to Gamey Game. Joining me on the show this week, she has a podcast called Internet Hate Machine and another one called Friendship Mates. Her name's Bec Petraitis. He's a comedian, he's a dancer, and a part-time Viking. It's Dave Callan.
Full-time Viking. Full-time, yeah.
I don't know how you fit this show in.
I don't know either. I have to wake up early on a Sunday.
And you might know him from his podcast, Do Go On. It's Dave Warneke.
I was certain when you were going to say dancer, part-time Viking. I was like, here I am. Oh. This is awkward. They've booked two of us.
Well, continuing the trend of publishers bringing back old titles, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered has just landed as a standalone release. It was available bundled with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but now it's just come out on PS4 and Xbox One and PC as a standalone title. But the question is it worth buying?
Do we buzz in? No.
It's been pretty heavily criticised because it's priced almost as much as a full game, like a brand new game would be priced today, which is, in Australia, so on PS4, it's $59.
Yeah.
Which is kind of...
Yeah. I can only really speak to the campaign. I mean, it's 9 years old, but it does hold up. Like, it's one of the most pivotal and most important single-player first-person shooter campaigns of all time, of all history. And it really is amazing. There's some incredible levels. That one where you're sneaking through Chernobyl with what's known as a ghillie suit on, which is just basically lots of spare fabric that they had lying around, had a crafternoon.
To protect you from radiation.
Basically, radiation fabric. It's one of Tonya Todman's favourites. And so, yeah, just chuck a whole load of that on, sneak through Chernobyl. A nuke goes off halfway through a mission. There's one set on an airplane that's crashing. It's got some genuinely thrilling set pieces, and it was the first campaign that kind of took first-person shooters from World War II, of which there were many ones, and they took it into the modern day, which kind of made the name a bit weird because, I mean, in World War II, people were hearing a call to go to fulfill their duty, whereas I don't think in modern warfare, there's no calls, there's no duty.
Yeah.
It's just, I signed up because I couldn't get another job. That's what it should be called. I signed up because I couldn't get another job, warfare.
It is a really great campaign, right?
Well, I hate, multiplayer I am no good at on this because everyone's real good. Whereas the single player campaign, I'm like, oh, let's go leisurely place with all these computers.
Yeah.
And then I don't get shamed by actual humans either when I'm just like, wah!
You can take a breather in between kind of, sections of the one player campaign. It's great talking people who don't play first-person shooters through the controls, like my mum, for example. Like, okay, press forward, mum. She's like, I can't. Everything's gone blue. Why is everything blue now?
I imagine you talking her through it over the phone.
That's right. I'm like IT support for Call of Duty
Dave,
Mom Edition.
how do I get the game going? Everything's blue.
Activision is being criticised on this because they're charging, again, for the same DLC that came out when the original game came out 9 or 10 years ago. The map pack costs $15 on top of a game
that's already
the
costing
game that's
almost as much as
$39.99
Wow, yeah.
So put it together, it's like
you pay for a remastered title, you get everything that
you should
been
get. I feel like
out
it
so
should
far.
have, and it would have been a nice gesture to the fans to just include it all in there.
I don't think Activision care about the fans. If they did a gesture to the fans, it would just be, releasing
This
a
one.
game.
It'd be
That's the best. I feel like they've missed a trick with the title, Call of Duty. It should have been Call of Duty Even More Modern Warfare. Because now it is 9 years in the future.
So Dave, yeah, any final thoughts on Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered?
So I reckon it's a classic campaign and historically an important one. I think if you haven't played through the campaign, you should definitely do that. It should only be about $20 to do so, though. I'm not sure about the amount of money it costs to play this, and I don't particularly care about multiplayer. And it looks like they've kind of corrupted it a little bit with the microtransactions and all the charging for maps. So I'd say campaign's worth it, but only when it comes down a bit in price.
What do you think, Beck?
If you love warfare, you probably won't like this because I feel like you'll be at war. If you love warfare, that's a bit messed up. All right.
And modern times.
Yeah.
You a war fan, Dave?
Oh yeah, big time. Number one ticket holder for war.
Now it's time to talk about the most breathtaking chess game ever made. It's called Chess Ultra. This is an impressive looking chess game, guys.
Yeah, did you know they've actually brought out a physical, real world version of this game?
Really?
With actual wooden pieces and what's known as a chess board. And it was the first Kickstarter back in the 6th century AD in Persia.
I like the sound of that.
It's not as good. I prefer playing it electronically.
Did you have to buy each of the pieces in a microtransaction, or did they all come together?
The king and queen came as DLC later on, once you knew how to use the other pieces.
So they're describing it as the ultimate chess experience. It has stunning 4K visuals.
Isn't playing chess the ultimate chess experience?
It's there. It's ultimate.
I think it's amazing what they've done. Like they've truly gone, all right, guys, it's chess. It's like a game you can pick up for $20 at a game shop. We're gonna have to do some really special stuff. So they've got queens with flaming eyes. They've got like rook pieces with fire coming out the top. They've got amazing jade pieces, lots of sets, a few different backgrounds and so on. And so it looks stunning. Like it looks absolutely spectacular. I tackled the VR PlayStation version. And,
Yeah, so it supports
I love
Oculus
that.
and HTC Vive and PSVR.
Yeah. And the VR version is really cool. Like, it's basically just the chess, the square board is basically all that's happening really game-wise. But around you is these amazing environments. Like there's one which is kind of like a museum corridor, kind of looks like the Vatican. You got busts of famous historical figures everywhere, beautiful kind of furnishings and sort of stuff like that.
I love that your go-to environment was a corridor.
Yes, you're playing in a corridor.
In my mind.
It
was like I was there.
It's like you're waiting for the doctor, just playing in the corridor. And then there's another one where you're like in an apartment. It seems to be like Miami. It's like Scarface's first apartment.
right.
You got like the sunset in the background. The annoying thing about that background is you got a mobile phone. You've just gone to all this detail. What would be in an apartment? Oh, a mobile phone. So there's a mobile phone beside the chessboard that keeps ringing intermittently. And it just buzzes. It's like set to silent, so it goes bzzz, and you can't do anything about it. Like, why is that happening?
There should be a VR option. Just go.
Yeah, right. Exactly,
That
with the
should-
move
that should be
controller.
there.
Yeah.
Does your opponent look at you like, what are you doing?
Buddy, come on. We've got rules. We are gentlemen and ladies here, thank you. And then there's my favorite, which is you get to play in hell. So one of the
Yeah, right.
environments is hell, which is pictured there, and it's you're playing against Death himself, the Grim Reaper. So it's a nice nod to Ingmar Bergman's The Seventh Seal, where he plays for his life against the Grim Reaper.
Right.
So it's kind of like and it kind of makes the chess game really, it adds an edge, because you go, I'm playing
right.
for my soul here. This isn't just for gamer score points anymore.
It makes it that much more exciting.
Yeah.
I know about this because my computer can barely run it, and I feel like my computer should be able to run chess.
It feels like if you need to upgrade your computer to play chess, there's something wrong. But what we're talking about, though, the reason we're talking about this is because it's coming out on Switch later this year.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Which, look, maybe that makes sense because you're not going to take a chessboard with you on a plane or something, and you want to play chess on your flight. You can play on the Switch.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You can play two-player, obviously hand the Switch over to the person beside you, and yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Also, it has a great tutorial mode. It can actually run you through classic chess plays of history, and it can actually teach you some of the fundamentals and some of the kind of tricks and strategies that you might want to use. So if you want to learn chess, this would be the way to do it.
And actually, for the price, sounds like a really worthwhile thing to pick up if
Yeah.
you're interested in chess.
Well, look, chess has served us well over the years, many years, but I think it's time to move on because, like, before 1970, all they had was bits of wood. They had to play chess. Now, after the computer game revolution of the 70s, we are only limited by our imagination. Why the hell are we strapping things on our head and playing this game we can just play in real life? No, Ultra Chess. You're beautiful, but you're an idiot, a bit like me.
All right, that's a no to Chess Ultra. Now, another game that involves a lot of tactics, was it like that segue?
I very much loved it.
Is Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun. This is described as a stealth-oriented real-time tactics game.
Yeah.
Right? And I've never played a stealth-oriented real-time tactics game before.
Yeah. The thing about real-time tactics, Evan, is there's only been 5 games, like 2 major ones in Commandos and Desperados. So Commandos was like World War II, Desperados was like Wild West. Then they had Robin Hood Legend of Sherwood, which is like a medieval one. And then they had Star Trek Away Team, which was like a
I
futuristic
remember
one.
that. I didn't realise it was. So that's similar
Yeah.
to this. Okay.
So the genre is real-time tactics, different from real-time strategy in that you're not like manufacturing resources and building bases and stuff. That it's simply tactics. So you have your pieces in play, and you have to figure out what tactics you want to use to achieve the mission objectives. So yeah, there's only been, I guess, 4 other games in the genre. So there's now a 5th one. I think it's been since like 2006 or 7 was the last one. So it's been about a decade since this genre has actually had a game in it. So I'm very excited to have this back.
I enjoyed playing this more than I thought I would when I first sort of picked it up. It's a reason for someone like me who's never played a game like this before. It's a kind of an intimidating game to pick up because it's fairly complicated, I guess. But it does a pretty good job of sort of taking you through it in that first mission.
Yeah, it's definitely a steep learning curve. Like that tutorial mission you're talking about, you hit a point where you just can't go any further unless you figure out Shadow Tactics mode, which is simply another way of saying you give each of the characters an order and you hit a button and they all carry out the order at the same time. The idea being you can't be seen killing anyone, otherwise just hell rains down. All the the soldiers get called and you just can't
There's
deal
no
with
run and
what's
gun.
going on.
Like, you cannot do that.
Oh, but there is run and gun. There is, if you're me, and you just play real bad. And you can just, what I kept doing was, I just would kill someone, and then everyone would get alerted,
Yeah.
except then I would run as far back as I could with all my guys,
Oh, yeah.
and then they would all come out and go like, oh, what's going on here? And then they'd all go away, and then I'd go like, kill another one, run back, and just, so I think I spent hours on this,
Yeah.
where,
So you got like a guerrilla campaign going.
yeah, I was really running and gunning. I tried to plan, but whenever I tried to plan, I was just like,
It's a bit of
"Brrr."
trial and error.
Yeah, it is. And it is quite unforgiving in that if one of your characters dies, that's it.
Game
And
over.
that
You got
was-
to so you'll be playing with several characters at a time. There's 5 characters,
That's right. Yeah.
and they all have different abilities, different ways you can you can use them in a mission. I got a bit stumped when sort of playing through it from the start when they add in the second character. It's not like other games where you've got like a squad that follows you around and does stuff. You have to control each character individually.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there going, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm playing as Hayato and I want to just, keep playing the game
Yeah,
while
that's that.
Mugen's going to sit over there and sit in a bush or something.
Yeah. Sit in a bush.
But
A lot of this game is sitting in a bush.
yeah,
so much.
but you'll get stuck and then you think, it'll occur to you that, oh, I know who can help me out of this bind, Mugen over there,
Yeah.
who can carry 2 bodies at once.
Yeah. And kill 3 people at once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
With his twin samurai blades.
But then he hasn't got any long range moves, so if you need to shuriken someone from a distance, then you get
Yeah.
Hayato back into the game. It's just about balancing between the characters and using
Juggling.
their strengths.
Also juggling.
Yep.
And I liked, because I was playing on baby mode.
The beginner mode.
The
yeah.
beginner mode.
Me too.
Well, you
I-
have to kill babies. And Shogun can do 3 at once.
Yeah. And you can
all
carry
the-
2 bodies at
Yeah,
once.
it's really inconvenient.
Wow, he's so strong he can
Just
carry
one
2 babies. Wow.
We were hiding in sheds a lot, like me and I
Yeah,
really
you
I like that you can kill someone and then I was like, get in the shed, and it was just me and Mugen. Also, I'd thrown a body in there, so I just like the idea of
Just hanging out with the body.
Just 2 people just going,
And in beginner mode, they don't think to look in the shed.
no, it's like,
Nice.
Where is he?
where could this
that
person?
go?
I like that they go.
He's not around
they come
anymore.
out and they go, oh, there's a body, and then they're like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Never mind, back to your posts. Ah, well, there's been a murder. Never, who cares?
Let's just settle back in for the evening. Yeah. Forget about it.
There's a lot of body hiding. That's part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
gotta,
where are you hiding these bodies?
mainly in the bushes and the sheds.
Yeah, bushes are quite
and
good. They can
sheds.
hold a lot of bodies.
They do.
The bushes suck the bodies up. I like
Yeah,
yeah.
when you drop and can still see their legs. It goes.
It's like
I'm
a
like,
Venus,
"Ah!"
Venus flytrap sucking it down.
We chucked a body down. You
Yeah.
knocked
Yes.
you knocked a guy out, and then you chucked him down a well. I'm like, what's the point of saving him? Now he's just going to drown unconscious in a well. I think that's
that's a
worse.
genuine question, maybe for you, Dave. You can use non-lethal tactics in this game, but at least in my playing, I didn't see any time where that would be better than just killing people.
The only reason you do that is because you get awarded badges at the end of each
Right,
level.
okay.
So you definitely get a badge for non-lethal.
Right.
I'm not sure if there's any rewards.
Because it makes it more
but-
difficult. I found anyway. I
oh, yeah.
died because of it at one point.
Yeah. Well, they keep waking up, don't they? After a while.
They wake up in the bushes.
And they don't wake up
Wait a
happy. They
minute.
wake up.
They wake up hell-bent on destruction and revenge. And you don't need that.
No. I like that Mugen can lure people with his bottle of sake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just chuck a bottle of
And the
plunk
guards just like,
down.
oh, what's that?
Oh, a bottle for me.
Don't mind if I do, thank you
And
very
it's
much.
great because the guards have been there for the whole game, just going like this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, of course, for me. This is not suspicious. Where are they getting these guards?
Well, I agree that it is incredibly difficult and incredibly frustrating. And there's times I've just gone, I'm never going to get this and I hate this and why am I playing this game? That's it, I'm done. And then I'll just go, oh, what if I did this? And I'll try an idea. And the satisfaction you get from overcoming a really serious challenge, I think, is part of what makes this game so special.
And there's also a great satisfaction you get when you plan something in shadow mode and then pull it off and it just works. You're like, I got everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
worked.
And there's nobody there to witness it.
Which is the point. Dave, is this the sort of game you would play?
It seems really hard. I'm the kind of person that like even plays a Nintendo game and I'm like, oh, I can't find the magic saxophone. I guess I'll die here. Like, if I had challenges even in my real life, oh that's the end of Dave. Okay. Like I just give up really easily, so I don't know.
Yeah. I think
Seems really hard.
I would definitely be the
Sorry,
same.
Dave. Sorry.
I wrote this game.
You could be the ninja for me.
Okay.
It'd be great if you could dominate the enemy and I'll just walk in and be a prince. You could be the king. That'd be good.
You can pretty easily distract guards with lures or small talk or rocks or bottles of sake.
They go, ooh, a rock.
Yeah. Or the sound of a rock, I guess.
Ooh, the sound of a rock.
That's pretty much it, yeah. What's that sound? What would distract you guys? What?
Probably a Nintendo Switch. Like, ooh, they don't come out for another 400 years.
What about you, Bec?
Oh, if they just grab like a dog. If there was just like, if they put a dog there and it was particularly cute, I would be like, oh, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, me too. No questions asked.
Yeah,
It's
just,
like, oh, cool dog.
oh, doggity, doggity, dog. Which is a kind of a nice way to die. If I had to choose one way to die, it would be just approaching a dog.
Death,
Bah, 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 bah.
death by puppy.
Well, that's it for this week on Gamey Game. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've got new episodes every Monday, and you can like us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Thanks, everybody, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Evan.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Not really bad, but